First of all, thank everyone for joining us today. This is the first webinar, product webinar we've ever done. So we're going to start doing these more regularly to try and introduce new functionality, but also expand the knowledge of our client base on some existing functionality that maybe you're not using across the entire system. So we might get started. So first of all, the functionality we're going to be introducing today is our QR checkpoints. So this is the first step for us towards moving into the tracking, the employee tracking, and tours and patrols functionality as our system grows. So today, we are launching this functionality today. So we will be able to start turning this on for clients who would like to take advantage of it as soon as this webinar is finished. So today we're going to walk you through how to set up the functionality and a little demo on how to use it. So first of all, how to generate the QR codes out of the system at a site-based level. How guards will interact with that functionality through the Guardhouse application, scanning the QR codes out on site. How you can then report on that functionality so you can see what the guards have been doing on site, as well as then communicating that to your clients. And obviously how this further engages functionality within our system for you guys to present one security solution software package, which Guardhouse is becoming. So we'll just fly into the demo. That's sharing. Cool. So let's move the phone out of the way for a sec. So first of all, to get started, all of our QR code creation is done at a site-based level. So if you were to go to organization and to sites, we can then start setting up a tour. So Jack, if you just go down to the checkpoint testing site for me, and all of this functionality is currently turned on. So you can start accessing it straight away in your accounts. You'll notice in the site setup, there's a new section called location/checkpoints. Within here, you're able to create all of the QR checkpoints that you would like and name them. So I've got a couple in there already, so we can do so I can do a demo here. But Jack, let's just create a new one. So let's click add new, and let's call this checkpoint test. Beautiful. So we're going to click set geofence. So setting the geofence, that's going to pull the existing location information that's set up on the site and give you that pinpoint. And this allows you to further pinpoint a very specific area that this checkpoint is going to go into. So Jack, if you zoom right into where we are here, and then just drag that maybe to the building next door. So you can be very specific on an area as to where that pinpoint's going to be. And just click OK. And from that point, you can set a geofence range. So as long as that scan was made within that range, we're able to identify that that was done accurately by the guard out on site. So let's just set 50 meters. Again, with GPS, we recommend, we can be very specific with this, but we recommend kind of nothing probably below 25, 30 meters. Otherwise, it will probably give potentially a false reading. Once you've set your range and your geofence, you click save. And you're now able to click generate QR code. So that's going to generate a file, an image file out of the system, which will bring a QR code up with it named. So now that we've got our QR code set, we've created the checkpoint itself, generated the QR code, we're then able to go, we would then take that out on site and apply that to where you need that checkpoint to be. Once out on site, this is how a guard will interact with it on their device. So the phone screen is up now. Yep. So we're able to see the phone on the screen. And now you'll see next to the clock in and out button, there is the scan QR code section. So I'm going to click scan QR code on the device. And then we can come up and scan the QR point. So it's going to recognize that that QR point has been scanned successfully, and we can now also add a note. So if there's anything to report, they can put little checklist notes along the way. So I'm going to say yes, add in a note, test note on webinar, and add notes. That's as easy as it is. So scan QR code, scan the code itself, and then add a note if required. If not required, just click no, and the guard can move on. From that point, we can then go in to report on this functionality. So if you go into your report section of your Guardhouse account, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and we've got a checkpoint report. From this point, we will select the customer and the site that you want to do it for. You can run it across everyone, but ideally you're going to be reporting for a specific client or site. And then click generate report. Just pick the, also you can pick the date range. And this will just open up in an Excel file. In this Excel file, we've run it across all customers. So it's giving us all the customers and sites I have within my demo account. But the key data that we want to make sure that we're looking at is the date range, the client and the site. But then we've got all the data of the scans. So the checkpoint name that was scanned, who it was scanned by, the date and time of the scan, the comment that was left if there was a comment, and then the user coordinates. So that's the latitude and longitude of the device at the point of scan, and whether or not that scan matched the geofence range that was set up for that checkpoint, which is a good auditing tool. First of all, to ensure that you've got your QR code in the right area, but also to identify whether or not guards are doing the QR process correctly. You can click directly on the latitude and longitude. There's a hyperlink out of the file directly, so you can go and reference that information. So that QR scan was pretty much bang on top of exactly where we are right now. So that's awesome. And that's how that process works. So the reporting is nice and simple. It gives you all the data from that checkpoint, and it's a very reliable point to be adding this in. That's essentially the process. So Jack, if you just close that down for me for the moment. That's all the data. That's exportable, and you can send that to your clients directly out of the system very easily. So that's where the functionality is today and how it can be used. Again, if you've got any questions about that, please leave that into the Q&A box and we'll answer some as we go towards the end. But now we'll run through the kind of future development that's happening with this functionality. So obviously this is our first start, but what's coming over the next few months and later on throughout the year as we expand the functionality will be connecting forms to the checkpoints. So being able to add, using the incident reporting functionality, being able to add a form specific to that checkpoint so that you can, when you scan the checkpoint, it prompts the guard to fill out a specific form, adding a task list and an exception reporting. So being able to ensure that, you know, this checkpoint needs to be scanned 3 times a night between these times. And if that wasn't met, then being able to give you guys exception reporting to ensure that all the guards have been doing that work as required. Continuing proof of delivery, so forcing a photo capture or potentially capturing some video content of when they're actually scanning to ensure they were in the right place.
Yep.
Creating further interactive map and reports to really enhance the presentation that you're providing to your clients, but also give you the visibility that everything is being done in the right way. Automating the client reporting, so being able to set up scheduled reports so that you can, 9 a.m. every Monday morning, send out all the reports for the last week and all the checkpoints to your clients. And then as time goes on, we're going to integrate additional hardware and technologies into the system, including, things like beacons, NFC tags, RFID, other scanning tools. We want everything that's going to be integration with a personal mobile. It's easy to integrate with a personal mobile rather than putting additional hardware around the field, which is cumbersome, costly, and kind of annoying to get set up. So we're all trying to focus around things that will interact with the mobile app directly off a guard's app, of a guard's phone rather. So to make it nice and easy to implement, to keep it cost effective for you. So that's kind of where we're at with the functionality at the moment, where we are today, what's going to come into the future. So we've got a few questions coming in, so we might wait a couple of seconds. If you guys just want to put some questions in, we'll start addressing them. There's a couple that are coming in straight away. So Charmaine, yeah, we'll get this set up straight away for you. Anonymous attendee, is the geolocation pin the center of the property or the front gate of the property? Excellent point. So the geo point that is set up initially is the clock on point that you've set up for that particular site. Now from that point, you can drag that into place for wherever you want to see. So that geo point is specific to that QR scan. It can be different for every single QR code. I hope that answers that. Charmaine, if you have multiple doors at one premises, what do? You can create as many checkpoints as you want to go through and scan. So there's no limit on the amount of QRs you can generate or scan checkpoints you can generate out of the system. You can do as many as you want. Once you've downloaded all of them, you get them printed out, put them out on site. And again, you just, as long as you're naming them correctly, that will, you'll be able to identify the differences between, you know, the fire escape door and, you know, front door and all of those kind of things.
I think as well, in terms of printing the QR codes, we'll put an email out with a couple of suppliers that can actually print them on, you know, light safe and water safe material. So it obviously makes it long lasting rather than trying to laminate a piece of paper and stick it around. So
a laminate will probably work well indoors, but if you're trying to put these out on site, there are some, we'll communicate some options that we've found in the market that are probably quite good. Terence, how long do you envision before NFC tags are available? Great question. We're hoping as time, like we've got some priorities currently within the system, a few that we've shared with you, a few that we probably will catch you up on. We are hoping to have NFC tags available in the not so distant future. We don't want to be sluggish about this process. We know there's a huge amount of our clients that would like this kind of functionality and like additional options. So we're going to try and investigate and connect that stuff up fairly quickly. Realistically, we'll probably be distributing the NFC tags through us. We have to investigate that in full, but let's have a chat about that further. Charmaine, another one. Does this mean we don't have to stick QR codes up? No, you definitely have to stick the QR codes up. Yeah, so you'll need to generate them out of Guardhouse, get them printed out, laminated or put onto a more robust material, get that out on site, and then you can print them off and get them out on site. You'll have to assign them. How much will they cost? I mean, the QR codes out of the system are for free. If you want to use a more robust material, it will just be the cost of that material and printing. So there's no charge from us for that. It's just if you're looking for an all-weather, a more robust solution, it will cost a little bit more to print those out. But again, they're much more long-lasting. I think, look, we've recorded that session, so we'll be able to distribute that. If you guys have any further questions, we'd love to hear from you, and we can we'll just answer them directly. So feel free to get in contact with Jack or myself, and we'll be able to take you further through this. If you'd like to get it set up and you'd like to book a time, just ping us an email or give us a call and we'll book in a time and we'll start rolling it out with you as soon as we can.
And also feedback on the webinars. This is our first one. So if you guys are keen to see more of these, we can easily do them. So that'd be cool as well.
Feel free to trash us.
Feel free to trash us. As you already do already.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. But no, this is really cool. This is something that we've been, you know, when the idea popped up, we've been really excited to do this so that we can have more interaction with you, distribute more information, show you more about us and our products and how we can service you as an all-in-one offering. So we're really excited to do this, and we're going to do them more often over time, and we will be able to, we'll catch up with you guys soon. So thanks very much. Any other questions that filter in afterwards, we'll email you guys directly on them as well. So thanks very much.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.